Hi, and welcome to Rise, Heal, and Grow. I'm Leah M. Hill. This show is a podcast production of Apollo Sunrise Center, which is a health, wellness, and spiritual retreat center in Merrimack, Massachusetts. On this show, we shine the light on those who nurture wellness and inspire positive change. My guest today is Danielle Fermano. She is the founder of Poetic Basket Design, which is redefining the art of giving. Welcome, Danielle.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for being here. I'm really excited to learn about your business and what you do.
Yeah,
so what inspired you? Where did this all begin to create a business called Poetic Basket Design?
So I have been a gift giver my whole life. It's a joy of mine to give something that someone really loves or wants or needs. But after I had my first child, I realized that everybody was bringing the baby gifts to the baby shower, and I was like, the person who needs support is the mom.
Oh, it's the mom. Yes, I've heard that.
Yeah,
right.
It's so much harder than anyone ever anticipates. So from that day forward, I started bringing the mom gifts, so things that could support her, give her a moment to breathe, a lot of self-care products, things like that.
Right.
And I paired it with a poem because I love poetry. I love a good rhyme. So I wrote poems for all the new moms in my life just to celebrate them, give them support, let them know that babies can be tough, but they're tougher, and they will survive this.
That is great. And it also makes me think of those, I've heard that as well with the a lot of the charities that we like to give this time of year, especially for, mothers in transition or single mothers or people who really need help, is that people donate a lot of gifts for the children, which is wonderful, the toys, but what about the moms?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep.
They really need
1000%.
some self-care gifts and comfort things.
Love and support, right? Because they're giving love and support all day long. They need a reminder that they need it too.
Yeah. So you were originally just doing this and writing the poems for the new moms in your life that you knew, right? So it was like friends and family.
Yep.
Wow. And then they just loved it so much. And how did that evolve into actually a business?
Yeah, so I ran out of friends and family. No, actually, I was bringing a gift out of my house one day, actually, and my neighbor saw it. She was like, oh my God, I love that so much. Where did you get it? And I was like, well, I made it. She's like, I would pay triple not to have to make that. And for me, it didn't sound like a business because I have a joy in gifting. So I'm like, I couldn't imagine paying someone to do this. And she was like, 1,000%. There are 1,000 other me's who want to give something meaningful, thoughtful, don't have the time, energy, or it's just not joyful for them, and they'd love to outsource that. So she really kind of encouraged me to get going. I started super small. My son was just going to school 8 hours a week. My husband was kind of like, you don't have that much time to start a business, but I started really small, just gifting for moms and women.
Oh, and so you were just getting the word out there through word of mouth and people talking about you, weren't doing any like advertising or anything?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I had an Instagram and people started reaching out and asking me like, do you have anything for new homes for my dad's birthday? And I was like, I guess I should expand my line, expand my offerings. So to include everybody in all occasions.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So you've got a wide variety there. So you've got new moms,
new home sympathy. I do appreciation gifts. We've now, this year, have started doing client gifts, so large order, bulk order client gifts with a poem.
And you're still writing the poems for these large orders?
Yeah,
oh my gosh,
yep. I just sent out 21 client appreciation gifts with everybody's name in there, all about the brand, about what they've done for the company and how they've supported them.
That's fantastic. Oh my gosh. And are you still doing this from your home?
I am.
You are?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Although I will say I started in a walk-in closet.
Okay.
I moved all my kids' toys out of the toy room and I've expanded into the toy room. So I'm slowly growing.
It's encroaching
exactly.
the rest of your house. Yes. Well, that's a good problem to have. I think that's nice when it happens to, new business. And like you said, it's your passion.
Yeah.
I mean, when it doesn't even feel like you're working, that's how you know this is the right thing for you.
Exactly.
This is your passion. Yeah. When it just feels like joy. And
exactly.
And then at some point, maybe you'll need a space, you know,
Yeah.
you'll need staff. Who knows?
Yeah, I
As
know.
this keeps
Oh, gosh,
growing.
yeah.
But this is definitely the time of year, you know, we're in November now. This is the time of year where people start thinking about gift giving. And for a lot of people, I'll include myself here as well, it's extremely overwhelming.
Yeah.
It's so hard. It's so many people to keep track of. And what if somebody buys a gift for me and I don't have a gift for them? And what if I forgot somebody?
Yep.
What about this person that I don't even know if I'm going to see them this time of year? You know, it's just, it's so overwhelming.
Yep.
Is there anything that you offer in that can help people, or do you have any advice for people like me that are just like, I don't know where to start?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's funny because I think it's in my blood. My mom is an amazing gift giver. She always has been.
Oh.
And she taught me this little trick, and I use it all the time with my kids and, you know, my friends and family. As soon as I hear a little something, maybe a quick want, oh, I've always wanted that, or oh my God, I am so overwhelmed at work right now, I jot down a little note. I put down their name, I put down a little note. They might not get something tomorrow, maybe it'll be in a month, but I will be like, oh, I want to send that person something either for Christmas, or maybe even just because. Now I don't know what to get them. Well, let me open up my app. I look for their name. Oh, they mentioned last month they've been stressed out at work. What can I get them to alleviate that? What can I send them? A little note, a little something.
Oh my gosh, that is
So it's a really easy
incredible.
habit
It's very
to just
easy.
actively listen and
Yeah.
quickly jot down something so that when the time does come that you need to gift, you know that you have something right there for you.
Yeah, I mean, I think about that a lot, like all the conversations that we have, people like that we work with, you know, throughout the day, and it's like someone that says, oh, I don't know, I love cookies, chocolate chip cookies, something, you know,
Yep.
like
those little
something
things.
like that.
And that's where the connection really comes.
Okay.
Is when they go, oh, I mentioned that offhand one day and she remembered that.
Yeah,
How
that's
special is that?
so
So that
special.
person really feels like you care, that you listen, that you want to support them or show love in a really meaningful way.
Right, and you talk about that, how the work that you do and what you offer really can help us move beyond just transactional gift giving, right? And becomes more meaningful because it's something that you listen to, that you know about this person, and then really put the thought into it of how to turn it into a gift.
Exactly.
And build on it.
Yeah, I mean, really,
That's
that's
so
what my business is.
important. Oh my
That's what my
gosh.
business is someone will call and say, hey, you know, I have $100. It's for my best friend. I've been gifting her for the last 20 years. Here's all the things that we've done together and we love. I know she likes cookies in the color pink. Can you put it together?
Oh my goodness. And you just
then
start
we
with
go.
that.
And then that's it. That's all I need. And then I'll get going.
Wow, and it makes it so meaningful,
Yeah.
you know, and it makes it something that they really savor, even if it's the cookies, like you said, or some food, but they know that the person, the giver, has really thought about them and what's important to them.
Yep. And really it's I feel like the poem is so special, especially when someone comes to me and they do give me a lot, you know, I can go, if someone's just like, it's for my mom's birthday, go. I'll assume some things. You think she's amazing, you love her, and I'll go with it. But it's those special little details that someone gives me that is so catered to that person. People have told me that they've framed them and hung them up.
Oh, I'm sure.
You know, some people said, oh, they thought I wrote it. I said, okay, take the credit. I don't need it. Go for it.
No, you should make sure you have your name on it.
I say, I give the love, you get the hugs.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so great. So you just get this inspiration based on whatever the person tells you.
Yeah, exactly.
Or what other information you got in order to actually write a poem.
Yeah.
That would go with it.
Yeah.
That's incredible. Wow, I'm so fascinated by this because, you know, I've been a writer for years and written in journals and everything. And just to think about that kind of like pressure to come up with a poem that's like, okay, this is about someone, I don't know you, but I know a little about you. And I want to write a few words to show the meaning. And
I always say I've been like such an empathetic person my whole life that I feel a connection to the people just with like the little bit of things they give me, and I put myself in their shoes. So, you know, I I've written a lot of sympathy poems, which was not in my realm, which is something I wouldn't have thought.
Right.
But people want to give something really special beyond like the flowers or, you know, the meals, which are amazing and beautiful. And so I just put myself in the person's shoes and I think, what would I want to hear right now?
Yeah.
What would make me feel supported and loved and special?
Wow, that's beautiful. Wow. And it's a way of saying what you say. If telling someone I see you and I appreciate you and I value you, that we don't hear anywhere, you know, anytime. We never hear that from people.
We don't hear it
We
enough.
just say, I see you, I value you, I appreciate you. And to find ways to say that, a whole variety of ways in a poem is amazing. That's a lot. That's a lot of production.
Well, you know, it's funny. I always say I'm no Robert Frost, but everything that comes out on the paper is from the heart. It's straightforward and from the heart. And I think people feel that.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure. And do you have any kind of like practice that you have to do when you're getting ready to write? Do you like, I think of like, do you go into your heart and like meditate or anything?
Yeah,
first?
so I do it right in the morning. I feel like my house, I wake up at 5, the house is quiet.
Oh, you do it early in the morning.
Yeah, early mornings for me make where it's like my brain is fresh, it's ready to go. It's ready. So that in and of itself, a quiet, dark, cold morning with a hot cup of coffee and
that's
kind of
perfect
just flows.
environment for that.
It's gotten a lot easier. Now I have kind of bones of a lot of poems. Of course, when I first started, it was fresh start every single time. Now it's like I have some rhymes that go and then a stanza that will personalize it.
That's incredible. I mean, people will think like, oh, well, you can use AI now to write a poem for you or something. But no,
that you say that.
Yeah.
Because people ask me that, and
they do. They ask you if
asked me if I use it.
Okay.
And the answer is no. I would never.
No,
it's
I
just
could
not,
tell.
Yeah, it's not authentic, and you can tell. You can tell. You can tell.
Yeah. I mean, the difference between AI spitting it out in 2.5 seconds and you sitting there with your coffee at 5 a.m. in the kitchen, coming up with these heart-centered, thoughtful, meaningful words that actually rhyme and make sense and have a message. I mean, that you cannot replace.
Right.
By
Absolutely.
any AI computer thing at all.
Yeah.
I don't care what anybody says. That's what I say. No, and that's why it's probably has grown so much, because people know that. You know, people, you know, that maybe asked you that maybe haven't seen your poetry or haven't read it or something. But when you receive something like that, then it's like, oh gosh, I would never think of that. Yeah, definitely. So do you have any like examples of an impact that any of your gift baskets have had on anyone, any of your clients?
Yeah, so I always come back to this story because it was just so touching. I was actually doing a craft fair. I had a table, and a woman came up and she's like, I recognize that handwriting. My father passed away a couple months back, and the poem was so on point. She framed it, she hung it up.
Oh, gosh.
And I remembered exactly what that poem was. I remembered everything about her. Her friends gave me such beautiful stories about the things that she did with her dad, that he was still sending her signs and what those signs were, and that she really didn't feel like he was really gone. And it was just so beautiful. And so that was just so touching. I loved creating it, and to meet her in person was just an honor.
Oh, what a gift. Yeah. Oh my gosh, a gift for you.
Yeah, absolutely. That's it. And that's what we talk about when I say reciprocal wellness. This like loop, this feel-good loop, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah, let's talk about that. Like what, reciprocal wellness. What is that? Can you explain to us what that is?
I think a lot of people think, oh, I'm giving a gift for them. And really you're giving a gift for yourself too. Because when you are giving a gift that you either know they love or is it so touching or so meaningful, that's a joy. That's a joy for you. So you don't even have to create it. You know, just knowing, okay, I bought this basket. It's all about this person. I cannot wait to give this to somebody. That's what we call the feel good loop. And then that goes back to the products too, because we source from local women owned. I haven't met a woman cutting soap in her basement who isn't doing it out of pure love and joy.
Really?
Oh my gosh. Because why else would you do it, right? It's a passion. Right. And so by purchasing her product, we're bringing her joy, we're bringing you joy, we're bringing the joy. It's just overall just, love filled.
Yeah. And that's what I think probably just emanates from the baskets that you create as well. So let's talk a little bit more about what you put in these baskets. What are some examples? I know you mentioned is it all local made products, local to New England area?
Yeah, so I do my best. So of course they're gift baskets. They have to look good too. There's products I've fallen in love with, but they're hot pink.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So it's just like it just doesn't fit in. So so it's a balancing act for sure. But my priority is local, women-owned. Local meaning, New England area. Okay. And women-owned. But, I work with Al's Hives and Honey because his honey is amazing, and I can't not. And he's the sweetest guy around. So I do everything from food to self-care, home goods, all sorts of products.
I can imagine. And anything like perishable products, anything like flowers and...
I don't carry flowers, but I will put flowers.
You'll put flowers in.
On custom baskets, we can really do whatever.
Yeah. So you must, how do you even decide what's going to go in someone's basket? You have all of these options, all these choices, especially if you know that this gift is going to a man, you know, and if it's not necessarily going to a woman, if it's going to a man, like how do you decide what's the appropriate thing, and how do you decide what's like worthy of it, worthy of the basket that you're creating?
So I always go back to the gift giver and any ideas. Okay. Hopefully they've taken my tip and written down a few things that they like.
Right, everybody will now. Definitely. Definitely.
So I can start with a few ideas like that, and then I usually, if it's men, I always throw in a few food products. Everybody loves food, coffee, tea. Who doesn't, right?
It's so comforting.
Exactly. So things like that usually.
Right. And I love, again, that tip that you shared to just like listen and make a little note in your apps about what people say that they like or don't like or love or something maybe they missed or something. I know a lot of women are out there thinking, I really love diamonds.
Right, yeah, exactly.
I really love gold. I
just
really
say that
love
a few times.
I know. Yeah. And a little peer, you never know, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm sure. So you have all these different types of baskets that you create too. Do you have a favorite, like something you just love?
So I am a sucker for self-care. I think really it's something, at least for myself, when I'm on a budget or I'm out shopping, I'm not thinking about like, oh, that sugar scrub would be a lovely addition. And I think it goes a long way, especially for moms, especially for busy people working all the time. That 5 minutes in the shower, if we can put a little self-care and a little luxury in there where we can take care of ourselves for that 5 minutes of steamy bliss, I think is amazing. And sometimes you need a nudge. So you're not going to do that, you're just going to use your shampoo and your soap and call it a day and hop out in a minute. But if someone has gifted you this beautiful sugar scrub, this like eucalyptus spray, you're going to spend a couple extra minutes and really indulge and take care of yourself. Yeah,
that's so true. Definitely so true. There's so many things that I wouldn't do for myself, my own self-care. But if somebody gifted me that and really put that much thought and effort into it, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm using this.
Exactly.
It's like, I don't care. I'm using this now, and I'm taking the time to use the shower spray or the bath bomb or the I love those. I also discovered sheet masks for your face. I love those things.
Me too.
And, they're just, that forces you to relax, right? Because you can't do anything else. It's not like you can be, on the computer working at the same time. Yeah,
absolutely.
You need something
That's
that
a good
actually
slowdown.
Forces you to do that. That's what I think too. So, oh wow. I mean, really great ideas. And you talk about even how the energy of appreciation and gift giving actually affects our neurochemistry. Is that right?
Yeah, absolutely. So you have to think about like when we're feeling joy and love and happiness, that oxytocin is bing, 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 right?
Yeah.
Fighting that cortisol, that stress hormone. And honestly, the number one thing they say for longevity is community. It's not exercise, it's not food, it's feeling connected to other people, feeling like people love you, need you, want you around. And so, we were talking about physical gifts, these tangible gifts, but it's as easy as you walk down the street, something you notice reminds you of someone, and not saying, oh yeah, I miss them, and keep walking, but texting, hey, I miss you.
Doing those little things.
Just the little things that add up. So they'll still get their Christmas gift.
Yeah.
You'll still give those gifts, but those little tiny moments that you can make a connection with someone are so vital just for your mental health and your overall wellness.
Yeah, so the neurochemistry and helping our mental health, I think, is also so important nowadays, because I feel like loneliness is like epidemic proportions these days, and we don't even know how much it's affecting us and our neurochemistry these days, because, and it's a lot since COVID, since the pandemic, but before that too. I think COVID just made it a lot worse, or maybe more evident. But I just feel like so many people are just lonely, and they don't know how to connect with other people.
They're missing those moments of connection.
Yeah.
And it's like any other habit, right? So like getting into the habit of, making a goal and saying, this year I'm going to make sure that I sit down for coffee once a month with one friend. And maybe you feel like, for me, it's another sort of back burner that I do sometimes, is my girlfriend will say, hey, let's get lunch on a Thursday. And I'm like, oh gosh, I'm so busy. I have so much to do.
And you just want to put it off and just like,
and never do it. And miss that
Right.
connection. And so this year actually made it a point that I will set that time aside. And I'll often even say, hey, I'd love to spend all day. I have an hour. I don't want to feel rushed, but I just want to let you know ahead of time so that we know how much time we have together, and it doesn't feel like, oh God, this is going to drag on, or, and when you're there, you never want to leave, right? Right. When you make the connection, it feels good, but sometimes it feels like, well, I don't have time for this. Well, you got to make the time for that.
Yeah, excellent. I love that idea too, just once a month, just having it be somebody, it could be someone that you used to work with, a friend you haven't talked to in a long time. It could be, anyone, just to actually get together in person. Yes. Not just, text is nice.
Texts are great. Yeah.
They're great. But, to actually get together in person and have a real conversation with someone is just, that's priceless.
Absolutely.
Right? That right there is the cure for loneliness that we're talking about. Just to
and
get
that is a
little
gift.
thing.
That is a gift for someone. Gifting someone your time is probably one of those most valuable things you can give somebody.
Yeah. I really like that idea. I think I'm going to do that. Yeah. Next year, I'm going to put on my goal for next year.
I love that.
2026, once a month at least, I'm going to have coffee or lunch with someone that, I want to stay in touch with, stay connected with. And even if it's been a long time, it doesn't matter. It's like, hey, even if it's just an hour, I just want to get together and have a cool conversation with you. That's all.
Absolutely.
So, when we were talking earlier about the people like me that get overwhelmed at the gift giving, especially at this time of year, as we said, we're now getting into the holiday season, and people like me have just so many people to think about, and both men and women, and it's just so overwhelming, and it feels more like a transaction.
Sure.
Sure.
Yeah.
And is there something, you gave us really great advice on kind of what kind of things to think about, but is there something that would help us actually do it, like a to-do list, to really make it happen, that we actually put some thought into the gifts that we're giving people this year?
Yeah, so I would say, get that list going throughout the year. Don't just wait till,
good. Yes,
a month before the holidays coming.
What did they say?
Yeah,
was there a movie they said they liked?
Exactly.
Yeah, and you don't know, right.
So start that early. That'll give you some ideas for some of them. And if there's people that you're still stuck on, and it's like, I always say, there's two things I really dislike. I loathe feeling like obligation gifting is like, I'd rather not get an obligation gift. I'd rather not give one. It feels.
But we do it anyway, even though we don't. Nobody likes it.
Nobody
but we do it.
Yeah, exactly.
We don't have any. We feel like we don't
have any better ideas, right?
Yes,
so
exactly.
that's where I say you outsource. That's
Okay.
a good outsource gift. That's a person
There's
where you
the
would
hint
come
right
to
there.
me. You would come to,
Yeah.
there's lots of gifters out there, lots of options out there.
Yeah.
And you'd go to that person and say, look, it's like me. I just like web design, right? Someone was like, oh, just have fun, put on some music. And I
Right.
said, there's still no joy in here. So what did I do? I got a web designer.
Yeah, there you go. Right.
So know where joy comes and where it sucks right out of
Yes,
you.
exactly.
And outsource there. So that's one tip
That's
I
great
would
advice
give.
because you probably could have forced yourself to do your own web design and you
Absolutely.
probably could have, trudged through it, or you can just have somebody else that does it faster. And, I mean, I feel the
Exactly.
same way like my social media. I'm like, okay,
Yes.
I'm sort of learning and I can figure out how to do some of this social media stuff.
But this is not fun
But
for me.
it's not
Yeah.
fun. And for me to just have somebody else do it and take care of it so then I know it's covered, it's a huge difference.
Exactly.
Really, and it frees you up so much because it's hard to justify, like you said, it was probably hard to justify spending the money on someone
Yeah.
else to build your website or
Yeah.
design your website, but boy, is it worth it.
It's totally worth it.
When it's not aligned with you, when it doesn't give you the joy and
1,000%.
passion, and it does for them, that's what I think. You're making somebody happy that really
Exactly.
wants this business,
That's exactly what you're doing.
definitely true. Wow. And so we talked about some little, consistent small connections that we can do with people throughout the year with, a text, a coffee meeting, a coffee date. And that really matters so much. And then when you get to, like you said, this time of year, it makes it so much easier to come up with
Yes.
some ideas that
Exactly.
even if I was going to you to say, I need this, I need a gift for this person in my life, I know what to tell you. It's not like,
Exactly. Yeah.
not like I'm completely starting from scratch with what I don't know about this person because I've been
Exactly.
paying attention all year
Exactly.
long.
Yeah.
That's so important. Wow, great. So I want to ask about someone who says, I'm just not good at giving gifts. Like, I'm not good at figuring out what people want. I'm not good at that. And that was another thing I always said about myself too, because, I've had a few experiences where I gave a gift to someone that I was all excited about,
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, this is great. And then it's kind of like, oh yeah, that's
flop.
great.
Right,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's kind of like, you never see it again. I'm going,
Right.
well,
Yeah.
okay. I did have a good thought about it at the time. So I don't know. Do you have any advice for that? That's kind of a tough one, I know, but
Yeah, I mean, I think it just goes back again to that active listening and to
Yeah.
really kind of dig in and just
Yeah.
see. And then there are just gifts that I think everybody likes, right? Like, so soap bars or,
Oh, yeah.
like just things that everyone uses.
Yeah.
It's not going to just get tossed out,
That's
right?
true.
But maybe knowing that they love lavender or knowing that they love the sweet floral scents or,
Right.
like those little things that make it more personal for them.
yeah, that's true. I was just thinking of socks too,
Yeah.
because everybody wears
Yes,
socks.
cozy
and
socks.
it's
Oh my
like,
God, that's
yeah.
one of my favorite gifts to throw in a
Really?
basket.
Oh, good. I was
because
just thinking that's
love
pretty
a new
safe.
pair. New pair of cozy socks, a
Yeah.
warm cup of tea, and a cookie.
Oh,
I mean,
there's
is there
your
a better
self-care
gift?
right there.
Yeah, like, is there a better gift? I
That's
don't
right.
think so.
So you can't even say that you're not good at it, right?
Yeah,
This
exactly.
is like, that's all you
Yeah.
have to do is pick.
Everyone is good at it
Yeah.
if you want to be, right?
Right.
And if you don't, because it literally does not bring you joy, give it to someone else to
Yeah,
do.
have somebody else
Hand
do
it off.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect words. Because we just have a few minutes left, so I wanted to make
Yeah.
sure that we have time too to talk about, to have you share with everybody how we can get in touch with you, how people find you, but not just for customers that are interested in having you, make their gifts for them, but also maybe some businesses that might want
Absolutely.
their products in your baskets.
Yeah,
How do-
so for customers and businesses, I would say you can go to my website, which is poeticbasket.com. Also Instagram, Poetic Basket Design.
Okay.
And message me. I love, one of my passions is meeting new entrepreneurs, people, building little empires for themselves. I love learning people's stories.
Yeah.
That's, again, it goes right back to the connection. I'm all about connection. So I
Right.
want to know who I'm buying from and their story, why they started, what their passion is.
Oh, so that's perfect, because
Yeah.
there are probably a lot of people like you that started in the closet
Yeah,
with their
exactly.
business, and now it's grown and taking over the house.
Oh,
you know?
1,000%, yeah.
And that's so good to know that there's someone like you that appreciates the work and effort that you put in and that they put in too.
Yeah.
And then to put it together in a meaningful basket. That's
Absolutely.
perfect. Wow. Thank you, Danielle.
Thank
this
you.
was so good to have you on the show today. And I just feel like I learned so much. The things that you shared with us today are easy and practical and helpful. And again, like I said, timely for this time
Right,
of
yeah.
year that we're all looking for gift ideas and for some help around the holidays. But also things to think about throughout the year too, not just around the holidays.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's so important.
Yeah.
Great, thank you. And thank you for joining us here today on Rise, Heal, and Grow with Leah M. Hill. Please like, share, and comment on whatever platform you're joining us on today, whether it's audio or on video. And also please subscribe to the channel. And join us again soon next time, because we have a lot more episodes coming up.